Good afternoon, Year 3. So, as part of your project that you're doing on ancient Egypt, we're going to have a look at how to draw our own sarcophagus. Now, this is the sarcophagus of a very famous Egyptian king called Tutankhamun. It's a bit hard to think about how to spell that word, but if you break it down into Tut and then the word Ankh, A-N-K-H, that's the tricky bit in the middle, and then Amun, that's his name. He was very famous as the boy king. He became a king when he was only 9 years old, but sadly he died when he was 19. And he was buried with all sorts of amazing treasures inside a pyramid that was discovered in 1922 by a man called Carter. And there's lots of stories about that you'll be able to find and look at if you want to find out more information about it. But this is his special elaborate coffin that's called a sarcophagus. That's another funny word, isn't it? Sarcoph with the PH making a fuss sound, sarcophagus. And it's very elaborate, as you can see, with lots of patterns, some hieroglyphs on here. And his beautiful headpiece. So we're going to have a go at drawing that, and I'll try and break it down to make it simple for you. Here's another picture of it, and on this one you can actually see what the back looked like. So if you look at the headpiece there on the front, this is what it looks like on the back, and then there's more patterns and details there, but lots of the patterns, although they look complicated, are actually quite simple. It's lines across and lines down and then V shapes. And the main colours that I used are blue and red, a bit of black and gold. Here it's sort of like circle patterns, and these patterns are curved lines coming down that look a bit like a feather. So we will have a go at doing our own sarcophagus. We're going to miss off the hands because that's a bit tricky to draw, and we're going to use this part where the hieroglyphs are to put your own hieroglyph word inside, and you can think about what patterns you want to do on the sides, but we'll just do the basic drawing together. Okay, so what you're going to need is a piece of copy paper. Fold it in half, landscape. Okay, so you've got a long fold of the paper, and then cut up here. Now this seems a bit odd, but the sarcophagus is very long and thin, and to help get the proportions right, we need long thin paper to do it. So there's the paper. Now, to help us also to work out where to put the different sections of the sarcophagus, we're going to fold our paper in half that way. You don't need to worry about this being perfect, and the creases will disappear when you draw on it. And then take the bottom bit here, line it up there and fold, and then the top section and fold. So you've now got your paper in 4 sections, but also to help us get our picture centered properly, you're going to again fold it, put it this way around, landscape way around, and make a fold like that. Okay, so you can pause the video and maybe watch that bit again to work out how to do it, and you end up with a piece of paper like this. So a fold along the middle, and then 4 sections coming down, so it looks like there's 8 sections. So we're going to start working just on the top bit, and I have to remember to move it up and down so that you can see it on your screen. What you'll need for this, as well as the paper, is you'll need some coloured pencils or crayons, and I don't have gold, but you might have gold at home, so you could use gold, so I'm using yellow instead. So I'm mainly using blue, red and yellow, and then I've got black here with my black pen. So I'm just using an ordinary black felt tip pen, and I would suggest Don't spend ages and ages trying to draw it and get it perfect in pencil. Just go for it straight with a black pen. Trust yourself, and if it's not perfect, it's your artwork and it doesn't matter. It's perfect for you. So we're going to start by doing the face. So we're in this top section here. This is the middle part. We don't want to do the face over here. We want it here in the middle. So we're going to use this as a guide and do a U shape like that. Okay. And then the top part of the U shape is just a slightly curved line across. And then we can go up here, come down to your first line. So you've come down to your first line, can you see? And then you need to go in a little bit there and in a little bit there and then come down to here. So round, go up here and down. And then we've also got this beard section here. So use the line in the middle to help you. So you've basically drawn the outline of the headdress. Now we're going to carry on and do the next section. So you need to go into this little bit here, this line that you did across here. You need to go to there and do a slightly curved line. And when you get to your next line there, stop. And the same here, go into here, slightly curved line, stop. And then I want you to just look where that is and put a little dot just a bit further in, which gives you something to aim for, because this comes down, as you can see from the picture. As it comes down, it gets skinnier and skinnier. So take your line that you did to there and draw it down to there. And the same with that one. It's a little bit wonky, but it doesn't matter. And now the next thing I suggest you do is to draw the base. There's like a special base there. So come into here. So remember, it comes in further. And draw the base section. Yeah, and then do the line. Comes from there to there. So you've actually got the hardest part done now. You've drawn your basic sarcophagus, and now it's time to add more details. Now, Egyptian eyes were very, very pronounced. So to do the eyes, it's like a curved line that way and then a curved line that way. The same here, the eyes can be quite big, curved line that way, curved line that way. And they would wear makeup that took the eyes slightly out like this. Heavily decorated, they would use coal to do that. And then the black on the inside. Quite heavy eyebrows. And for the nose, just a curved line and a bit down like that. And then the mouth is a line across, a line up, and a line down. So we've got the basic facial features. So you can keep pausing the video whenever you want to catch up with me, but we're going to start working on some other bits now. So if we look at the detail on the neck, it's probably easier to see on here, on this like beard part. It sort of goes lines across and back, so diagonal lines that way and diagonal lines that way. And then we're going to work on the headdress. So on the headdress you can see it's like a snake. I'm not going to try and do that, it's a bit complicated. You can if you want to, so I'm just going to do like a fancy bit like that. And then it's broken up by lines coming down. Actually, I've missed a bit, haven't I? I haven't done the ears. The ears are quite pronounced there. So we'll put the ears on as well. And then we'll do the lines coming down they go closer together on this section here. If I move this across and put that there so you can see it at the same time, they go a lot thinner from there. I'll do that a bit later. And fast forward when I get a chance. So we need to look at this bottom section here, look. So we've got this part where there are the hieroglyphs. So that starts, if we take it just from here, from where your middle line across is, and do a little line there. And then you need to do a dot there and a dot there to help you to see where to aim. And then pull your pen down to join the dots, and the same at this side. Pull your pen down to join the dots. So you've made the panel for the hieroglyphs, and you can put hieroglyphs for your name in. And then we need to break this up into sections. So I would start by putting lines where you've already got your lines on your paper, and then maybe another one in between, and another one in between there. The top part, because we haven't done the hands, we need to think about a way to make that look quite interesting. And you can see this lovely pattern there, so we'll try and work on that. So we'll do a line across there and try and fit that lovely pattern in, and some more lines across here and across here. And then the curved lines coming round there and there. And there's a curve, which I've sort of missed there, but we can make it part of this. And there, so that's a curve. So I've got that. So now I'm going to start adding some patterns in. So I'll put you in fast forward while I do that. So I've drawn my sarcophagus with lots of details. You can do your own patterns. You don't have to do the same patterns that I've done, but I've tried to take them pretty much from the original one. And then in this section here, you can put your name or a special word, if you want to do a special word, in hieroglyphs. And I will put a link to a hieroglyph generator where you can type in a word and it will bring up the hieroglyphs for you. And I typed my name in, and the first letter of my name is kind of like a cup with a little handle. The second letter is a bird. Not sure what kind of bird it is. Comes round like that. Some feet, an eye, and a wing. And then the next letter is just like an empty eye, which is the R. And then for the E, it's like a hand, like an arm coming up. And the end's quite easy, it's just a zigzag line. So that's my name in hieroglyphs. Might want to do a pattern in there or put more hieroglyphs in there. And then all that's left to do is to add colour to it. So I'm not going to take up your time adding loads of colour, but I'll just give you a couple of ideas. So for the gold, I'm using yellow. So you can just go over your felt pen with the yellow to get the effect. And the lips and everything are all gold. If you've got gold, use gold. And the inside of the eyes actually are gold as well. And the ears. And this part here. And this part here. And then the headdress is blue and gold, so alternating patterns. So one part blue. The next part gold. But when we go further down on the body, you can see there's red as well. So, like on these ones, we could do these red. And then put some other colours around. So, it's up to you how you want to add colour to your sarcophagus. That's an idea. So, first thing that you need to think about is getting your paper ready. So, cutting a piece of A4 paper, this is just normal copy paper, in half lengthways, folding it up so that you get the guides to help you with your drawing, and then following the drawing guide that I've put on step by step, then adding your patterns in and thinking about what hieroglyphs you want to use. It looks a lot harder than it is. It really does. If you just take it step by step and follow the steps that I've given you, you can create an amazing sarcophagus. So I hope that you enjoy doing this, year 3. I've just popped back on to show you my finished sarcophagus. I just used coloured pencils to add the colour, but I took my time doing it, and I really think it's worth it. So I hope you really enjoy adding colour to your sarcophagus and adding lots of patterns and using hieroglyphs to add words or names. You could paint the outside section if you've got some gold paint. You could do it with that, or you could cut it out and mount it onto some black paper or coloured paper if you wanted to. But I will really look forward to seeing your finished pieces as you create them, if you put them onto your portfolios.